Hey guys, Jesse with Fuerza here. Guys, we're here on this nice, beautiful Friday. It's not that bad, not too hot. We're here at the office. The guys need some plans for the new projects that are coming up. We got Annie, we got Arpdale, and we're passing inspection on Scout Island. Follow me today so you guys can see what we got going on. Come on. All right, guys. We're gonna print some plans. No, because that way we would do like a kind of like a little vlog, bro, where like everybody, we're walking throughout the day. All right, guys, let's go. Going up to the third floor. Let's go. Let's get it. Today we will be starting a form. We'll be starting two forms, matter of fact. Well, one will get done. That'll be Annie Street. We've been doing a lot of cut and fill on that one. We had to remove 28 inches and then put back 28 inches of fill. That one will be kind of interesting. I think you guys will really like that one. Walk with me, guys. Alright, let's print off some plans. Wait, let's print them off from our phone. There it goes. Alright, we'll put these over here so we can staple them. Alright, now we got this one. Alright, guys. We got what we need. These are the drawings for Annie. But we're gonna do another one for Arpdale, because might as well, right? Why not? We got the other project going. We got some more plans coming out. Let's make sure. Alright, we started off kind of slow with the printing, but now we really got it going. So this is the Annie project. As you guys can come around over here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So check it out, guys. So over there at that project, if you guys saw earlier in the week or on our post, we were doing a cut and fill. You can see right here where it tells us remove and replace 28 inches of existing site soils. So that's exactly what we do. Okay, so Humberto, I talked to the density guy already. He's already on his way. He's around the corner. This is your final density for those 28 inches. What are you doing next?
We're completing form for Danny.
Okay. That's good. Are we going to be able to start Arpdale as well today or not?
We're gonna square Arpdale today.
All right, let's go get it. Well, I'll see you guys out there then. I got the plans. We're ready to go. So we'll see you guys out there.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
You got it, man. See you there. Bye.
All right.
The office stuff is kind of like the boring stuff, though. It's not that fun. It's not as fun as being outside. All right, guys, we got our plans. Let's go. Let's move. Let's go to the guys and see what's up. Let's see. We are just gonna run through, check a few emails this morning, just to see what's going on. See what we got. We also got the grenade on deck. People that don't do what they're supposed to will explode. Just kidding, it's empty. We're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and print off checks. I'll be right back. We'll be back and we'll be signing checks. There it goes. Printer's working. So guys, welcome to the life of a small construction concrete company. We run about 10 to 12 employees. We do a lot of our own work. We're one of the last ones that do their own stuff. We do our own forms, we do our own excavations, we do our own pours, do our own strip. We even do a little bit of earthwork. As you can see in the Annie project, we do cut and fill. Been doing it for a long time. I really like it. This is kind of my niche. We've been in the same area. We do these custom houses, spec, work with a variety of builders, build relationships along the way, along with our partners that have also helped us grow. We have really good builders that have helped us grow along the way. So yeah, I hope you guys like what you see today. I'll bring you guys along on each job we go see, the guys that we talk to, inspections that we get done, signing checks, delivering checks, dropping checks, talking to our clientele. Let's do it. Come on.
What's the worst part that people don't see about being a business owner?
The worst part, the thing that You don't have a schedule. I mean, you have a schedule for your meetings, but you don't have a time when it ends. There could be a fire that you got to put out sometimes at 7, 8 at night, or there's a fire as soon as like the morning starts. You know, there's at 5 a.m. So your hours, you don't have set hours. You're always in go mode. And the thing is, the another thing, you don't realize how many hats you wear. Even if you have people in place for them, you're still overseeing a lot of items. So it's like, yeah, I'm doing one thing, but I'm also like in a whole bunch of other stuff, which is a lot of people don't say that, but that's what makes it fun. That makes it fun because you get to do a lot of things at once, and then you just get used to it, and you know, you're able to like estimate, go meet people, execute, and deliver. So it makes it fun. So, but that's what I would say, that you don't have really set hours. I think there's more pros than there is than cons. Like the things that I would say I like about owning a business is like, it's yours. You're building a team, you're building a culture. With our guys that have been with us for a while, we work with them. They understand us. We understand them. We also understand that family is important. There's days that they'll miss to be with their kids or something like that. We completely understand, just like we do on our side. As a business owner, it's cool that we could create a culture like that. I come from a place where, like, when I would work for somebody, you wouldn't be able to get days off. And now that I'm the boss, I don't really get days off. But if I need one, I have one. And if my guys need one, we completely understand. So it's just the culture that we build here. That I would say that I like the most about being a business owner, is what you create within your business.
What's the most important lesson you've learned as a business owner?
Customer service, and answer the phone. You have to be very customer service orientated. Always have a great attitude. If you're a very negative person, you're not going to do very well as a business owner. Be happy. Even if stuff is going downhill or the ship is sinking, grab a bucket, throw the water out, get through it. Customer service, for sure. Always understand the client, always understand your client in the form of, like, you have 20, 30 things going right, and maybe you have like 50 things going wrong, but always keep a positive attitude, never let it show. I think that's the biggest thing, because if you keep a good attitude, you can get through the worst of storms.
How have you learned to deal with that bad situations?
Me personally, what started doing a while back is sometimes you got to step back and look at a problem for what it really is, instead of being in the middle of it. Sometimes step back, look at it, and be like, is there a solution? Is there a solution? Can it be fixed with the solution? How long will it take? Once you look at those three things, you realize it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
How do you manage scheduling multiple job sites or multiple jobs? How do you deal with that?
So that's where Jose and Humberto come in. They're great. They're great at what they do. Jose's our superintendent. Humberto's our project manager and sales. They're really good at handling stuff like that. They're really good at. So we'll get together. We'll make a schedule for each project, and we know exactly what our guys are good at, how fast they can do it. So we're within a mark of a couple hours, half a day, weather permitting. But everything is scheduling. Everything is scheduling. As long as you have a good schedule, you have a good process. And as long as you have good people, the schedule makes it even easier. Oh yeah, so at first you try to do everything. That is correct. You try to do everything yourself. And what happens is you get even more behind. You think you can do everything, or you think you can memorize everything up here, and you don't. You got a lot of stuff going on, family, work, other jobs, new clients, and then you have to learn that you have to delegate. And you takes a while to trust certain people, for sure, but in the end, it's worth it. It's really worth it. It makes it easier on you. You have more time. You have more time to chase more work, and then you actually have more work. Like, you end up having a lot more work than what you thought. So it's actually a little bit better. But yeah, no, I learned because I was behind on like 3 jobs. I ended up getting kicked off a job because I wasn't answering the phone, or I wasn't showing up. But it was like, it wasn't because I didn't want to. It's just I didn't have the bandwidth for it. That's when I realized, I need to have more people in place. And when I had more people in place, I wasn't just able to manage one crew. I was able to manage multiple crews, but with my project manager and my superintendent, which makes it so much easier now. Now, right now we're not there right now, but we're doing other business things, but the work is getting done, as you'll see later on.
So would you say that losing that or getting kicked off that job was a bittersweet lesson?
Yeah, for sure. It sucked because you can only see what you see in front of you at the moment, and then you're like, I gotta learn from this. And so yeah, I could say yeah, it was a bittersweet moment.
How do you handle last minute changes or cancellations from clients?
Well, it happens, right? But you try and do the best communication you can do so you don't get a cancellation. Like if say we're gonna start a job, we'll check in 2 to 3 days before. Because we can move people around. We can always move people around, but it's mostly communication. We'll ask beforehand, like before we even start, or a week before, like, hey, how's it looking? Are we still on schedule? If you're not, it's perfectly fine. We're very understanding. We try to understand, like, hey, if something came up, it's construction. Like nothing's perfect. Something's always gonna get behind, or the weather got them behind. It's always something. So, yeah, we just communicate, and then we're always busy enough where we have another house going on, and what we'll do is we'll just put 2 crews on it, or we'll ask other builders if they're ready. Sometimes they're already ready for us on other projects that we're not scheduled to start just yet. So we'll just do that. We'll just go to another project.
What's your process for quoting, estimating job accuracy, and then getting payments? I'm pretty sure at first getting payments was like an issue, not getting paid for jobs. Like, how'd you deal with all that?
So that was an issue at first. That was a big issue. Where, you feel kind of guilty in sending invoices or charging, but then you realize you're in business to make money. So you have to have an aggressive accounting team. You know, deposit up front and be firm with it. If you're not gonna give the deposit up front, then we can't start. And it's understanding. You want a foundation, you want concrete, or you want a retaining wall, or whatever you're looking for. You either have funding or you have the money. So it's like that's kind of how we handle that.
How'd you get to the point where you can walk away from jobs? Like, I'm pretty sure at first you kind of have to take every single job, or maybe that's the thought process. I have to take every single job because I need the money. To the next step of, oh, I don't want to work with you, or deny certain clients.
It depends. It depends what's going on. We try to service everybody. It doesn't matter if you could be a cheap client, you could be a high dollar client. We're gonna treat you with the same respect. There's a time where there's certain clients that relationships won't work anymore for X amount of reasons, and you walk away, and you walk away thinking, one door will close, another will open, and it always does.
So was that more of a just over time starting to value your work more, or you can like price it higher, more confident in yourself, your job?
For sure, but you don't. When people say they charge more or they go higher, it's because you kind of realize what your actual cost is now. You look at your actual overhead, what it actually costs to run a business. That's what happens. Because like there was times where I thought I was making a whole bunch of money and I wasn't making any money because I wasn't calculating overhead or taking account for any of the stuff that like insurance, taxes, employee taxes. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like your equipment that you're financing. There's just your company costs money to run. It's like a baby, it needs money. So it's like you could say, yeah, you start knowing your numbers, and then your numbers are pretty consistent. And then once you get working with somebody, they already know your prices. Like they already kind of know if you've been working with them for a while, your numbers are consistent because your numbers. You get to a certain point where you already know I'm gonna make X amount. I'm gonna do X amount. Labor's gonna cost me so and so. My material's gonna cost me so and so. The only time materials will change in this concrete business is because it depends on location. So that's how you learn like to charge. You learn your numbers to where you're actually covered. Like office stuff is covered, accounting, insurance, machines, wear and tear items, maintenance, like just overhead, and then you start making money.
So would you tell a smaller company or someone just starting to just know their numbers, understand everything, their costs?
Know your numbers. If you don't know your cost, then you're not gonna make any money, or you're gonna think you're making money, and you're gonna get into a hole, and you're gonna be like, damn, I'm like in debt. How do I get out? But we all go through it. I mean, when I started, I didn't know my numbers. I didn't know my numbers. I didn't know what anything cost. I just kind of was like, I'm making it. I have my own business, but that's not how it really goes.
How do you manage cash flow during slow seasons?
We do a little bit of everything, you know, or you know what? That's like you gotta let me think about that one, Carlos. I gotta think about that because we haven't had a slow season, thank God. But doesn't it happen? Yeah, when it happens, you just you don't make as much, or you diversify. You know, up north they'll do salt. You know, they'll do salt. They'll like put salt on the roads and stuff. Here, not so much. It's not really a slow season because you know it'll get slow during December, Christmas. Everybody wants to go on vacation, stuff like that. We're in Texas. We're here down in the heart of Texas. We're in Austin, Texas. So here we get like a few days that are cold or icy and we shut down. But other than that, or during the holidays, but other than that, it's kind of consistent around here.
So would you say for people that are starting or smaller companies, they need to diversify? Do others?
Yeah, I would say diversify because, I mean, what we usually do if it does get slow, you know, we'll go with our partners company, they're builders, and what we'll do is pick up trash, you know. We'll do the site cleanup, stuff like that, site grading. So they got a whole bunch of houses running at a time, and we'll go ahead and do that. But, you know, luckily right now we've been pretty busy with foundations, new build, a lot of infills, and a lot of retaining walls. So that's what we've been doing.
Was it always like that? Did you build up to get to that point?
No, it was never like that. I was talking about it the other day. You know, when you first start, you know, you have a couple of projects and that's it. You know, like I would do about, I don't know, 4 or 5 houses a year when I first started. And now we do about 35 houses a year, new builds, spec and customs. And the houses vary from as small as 1,200 square feet to like up to 12,000 square feet. And some have retaining walls, some don't. Some have cut and fill, some don't. But the majority of our work then was we were just doing five to, yeah, like, let's say like 5 houses at like maybe 2,300 square feet. And not that I was making it, not knowing that I was eating a lot of cost, but it was a lot easier then because it was just me, myself, and another guy, and we would do it. I would just do everything myself. But you know, fast forward, you know, a couple years, yeah, now we're kind of doing what we're doing now.
And what took your business from those 4 to 5 houses to where you're at right now?
It was a reputation. Now we do social media, but before it was just reputation, leaving good work, doing the best we could, clean up after ourselves, and just leaving the best product that we could leave. Let's head out. Let's go to the site. All right, guys, we got the plans already. We got what the guys need. Now let's do the fun part. Let's go to the job sites and go see what the guys are up to. Let's go, guys. Come on, so let's go. We're gonna go down the stairs this time. We're not gonna go down the elevator. Let's go, guys. Come on. Let's get the day going. We got our day going, but now gotta go out to the field. Sometimes it's faster this way. And then boom, we are ready to go, guys. Let's go.